Kaiser Cheese. Hello everyone, Teddy5K is back and I couldn't be more excited being back here with you all. We are back with The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt, and what's going on right now is that I'm giving you lads the long-term I don't know what he said, the long-term realistic review of this fantastic, fabulous game. So, the guy doesn't want to talk. I'm not going to be doing any introduction to the game because I've been streaming the game for the past, I don't know, 4 weeks. That was pretty much the first game that I streamed on this channel before the Assassin's Creed and PUBG. So Witcher 3 was pretty much the game that gave the rebirth to the channel, and I'm really grateful for it. It's one of the best games I've ever seen. Wait a minute, these guys wanna attack me for some reason? Is that true? Fine. Reducto. Wow! One hit and they both died. Give me your chicken sandwich. Okay. With you, we'll just wait till you're on. Reducto. Pretty much like a graphical. See, this is one thing that I would like to share real quick about the game. Maybe the first part of the review is that the finishing moves are absolutely stunning in terms of how strong they are. Let's just put it this way. Also, the graphics in general is pretty much one of the best graphics, perhaps the best graphics I've ever seen on any game, ever. The only game that can compete with it maybe wins by a hair, maybe not, maybe Witcher wins by a hair, it's just a complete different word. Both of them are equally epic, is the Assassin's Creed Origins, and that game is just like out of this world, literally. So, and as well as The Witcher 3 actually. So, I love The Witcher 3 so much that when I finished this game, I kept calling all of the rides that I had in the Assassin's Creed Origins Rouge. Because as we know here, when you hit the X button, Rouge comes along, you can see him on the map up there, in the white color, you give him a ride, and you go, here we go, Rouge. It says you can do that here, so this is one thing that I didn't always like about the game, that you can't run as fast as possible in cities, so this is something that you're just gonna have to get used to. But it kind of makes sense, because if you will run fast enough, you look suspicious, they'll think that you're a thief or something, possibly want to attack you. Now, even if they decide to attack me, I am more than confident that I can take on 100 men right now, since I'm level 64. And how can you find out about that? Is basically by hitting I, that takes you to the inventory, and you can see your level up here at 64. And I have pretty much the strongest swords in the game, the best outfit, and more importantly, well, I wouldn't really argue the whole best outfit thing, but pretty much the strongest swords in the game, the most epic outfit, the strongest possibly you can get. And if you click on the arrow next to the inventory, it takes you to ward map, and then pretty much you kind of take a look at where you are, you navigate to where you want to go. These little green sort of like T's broken from one side are the fast travel point, where you can teleport or fast travel between them, and this comes really handy dandy when you have a mission that pretty much takes you from, let's just say, the isolated hut all the way to Carson, instead of crossing all that and basically encountering undesired enemies or whatever. Then you pretty much fast travel and you're already there. This is Velen. And the reason I know that is because I know the game very well. Actually, this is not Velen, my apologies. This is Novigrad, and that's how I made sure of it right now. When you hit the space button, it takes you back even one step further from the upper side of the map. So we've got Kaer Morhen, where Geralt of Rivia is basically from, where he was like, born and raised on a playground where he spent most of his days, and that's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so that's something different. So we have Velen, Novigrad, White Orchard, the Royal Palace in Vizimir, the Skellige Isles, of course an epic place. So by clicking into any of them, you access the map of this whole region, and then basically, I don't know, you select a place where you want to fast travel like this, and it tells you, well, you cannot fast travel from here because you have to find a fast travel point first, and that makes sense. So where we are right now, we're pretty much standing on the beginning or the end of a bridge, depends on how you look at it. So you gotta find a fast travel point here. If you look at the map right in front of me, I mean on the upper right corner, you will see a tiny yellow exclamation point. This is usually a sort of a secondary or optional mission. And see, when I just scrolled my mouse to face this guy, pretty much I can see that he's a roasted mugs, and I can talk to him even from this point. And any given point, when you see the name appearing on the top of the person and it says talk like this, you push A, and then, well, nothing happens. Yeah, when it became an E, you push A, obviously, and then pretty much that says nothing. But about this guy,
what do you want?
You start
mugs, roasting mugs.
That looks like one of my friends in the game, so that's why I'm laughing. You start a secondary quest. So by asking him, how can I help?
What's this grave matter?
This is maybe one great thing that I really like about The Witcher 3 is the fact that there are so many different scenarios to pretty much every single story, depending on how you decide. So they give you great freedom on deciding how the game should go, without knowing in advance, of course, the final output, the final scenario of the game. So basically, I'm gonna tell him now, okay? See, I can either tell him it'll cost you, because obviously he wants me to do something for him, probably catch a thief or something, or I can tell him, oh, sorry, I'm not a city watchman really, so I'm gonna tell him it'll cost you. So let's see what that will take.
It'll cost you. I don't work for free.
That I know.
That I know. See, at least you always request for your compensation up front. You make a deal, folks. Trust me. Take it from my experience. If you don't, you end up doing a lot of work for freaking free, and then people will tell you, well, you didn't ask money for it. So they pretty much see, now it says new quest, Dorn document of dilemma, and when I hit V, well, now it's too late. If I hit V right away when I saw that, I pretty much track the quest, and this is something that you want to do if you run out of main quests or mandatory quests, like I am right now. At this point of the game is done. This is pretty much after the whole game is over. I've defeated the Wild Hunt, serious save. I don't know why I'm doing this in water, just felt like it, sorry about that. And then basically if you sit, sorry, so I was saying basically defeated the Wild Hunt, serious save, and she's not only safe, she ended up with the best scenario ever. She became a Witcher. So as you can see, when you just like hover over the right side of the boat, you pretty much said, well, take the helm, again by pushing E, and that lets you just take control of the boat, and by pushing shift you can even, perhaps sail a bit faster if you have enough water, which we don't. So again, another E, and I'm out of the boat, and I'm running. You call Rouge with an X. I like the fact that Rouge is the best magician in the game, really. And you know why I'm saying that? Because basically it doesn't matter where you are. You push X and he'll be there. I mean, once I left him stuck between the bottom of the bridge and the beginning of a hill, a bunch of rocks and water, and he was almost drowning. And then I just like ran like a couple of miles, maybe even less, called him, and he was there in like 5 seconds, which was amazing. And this is one thing that I truly like about the game. What else? I like the fact that you can have variety of options. You can craft your weapons here in the inventory. You have steel weapon and you have a silver sword. For those of you who don't know, The Witcher 3 or Geralt of Rivia or The Witcher for that matters, they carry two swords for one simple reason. One is for, let's just say, bad kings or bad humans or whatever, and the other one is for monsters. So, also I'm carrying a crossbow with an epic explosive sort of like exploding bolt or crossbow bolt, and that is great. You can attach a lot of great things to Rooch, such as trophies or pretty much saddlebags or even blinders or even that badass saddle that gives him 80% extra stamina. That means when you go for a quick ride, he doesn't lose his stamina or his breath real quick. Also, you've got couple of bombs and a torch. So, and of course, when you go to water or food, wow, I have new items here that I forgot actually about, but that's okay. So when you go to your food and water, make sure that you have enough food and water, because he's gonna need it in a battle. You're gonna get hit, you're gonna lose your energy, and before you know it, you're gonna need to eat or drink a lot so you can recover and continue. Otherwise you die and you'll have to fight that same monster again with his full energy. So see, there is a new marker right now that I just discovered that hasn't been discovered before, and by marker I mean fast travel point, and I'm standing literally right in front of it right now. So I'm gonna take the sulfur. This is pretty much okay. I accidentally hit E on the fast travel point. What I was trying to do is pretty much see what this lot has. So what else? The story. Let's get back to the story. So we've covered right now how the game looks like, and the graphics are great, and the swords and the inventory and the map and the fast traveling point, and these are all great. But what's really special about this game, because all these great things that we've just covered right now, for example, can be found in Assassin's Creed, which is great inventory, modern fantastic graphics, great epic battle mode, you fight, you have a lot of options, it's fantastic. But what does make this game really special? I'm not saying better than Assassin's Creed, because the fact that the Assassin's Creed Origins is also equally special in a different way, of course, is the fact that in this game, as I said earlier, you have a lot of different scenarios. So I played this game, I finished it twice, and trust me when I tell you, Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt is like wine. The older it gets, or the more you play it, the better it gets, really, especially with all these abilities that you have. And you can definitely increase the power of your signs. And speaking of signs, we all know the 5 signs that we have. We have Jordan to track your monsters or whatever within 1 magical circles. We have Gwen, so you can protect yourself from 1 hit, or even 2 for that matter. It depends on how much you increase the intensity or the power of Gwen or for each spell. You have Igni, and I call it the Fire Hadouken. Pretty much you burn anything that you want when, well, let's just say burnable things. Axii, a very interesting, a very powerful, intriguing sign that saved me a couple of times from battles that weren't necessarily my priority to be involved in, because pretty much what Axii does is controls the mind of the monster or of the human, and pretty much it goes like, well, open the door, I need to go save Triss Merigold. He goes like, fuck no. I'm like, okay, Axii, and I'm like, open the door, bitch. So it's like a Jedi kind of thing, but he draws that, you know, triangles like, you're gonna open the door for me right now. He doesn't do that, but this is like sort of my addition. And then he opens the door. Ard, one of my favorite sign, and just like Igni is the fire Hadouken, Ard is the pretty much air blow Hadouken. So let me demonstrate real quick. Jordan, circle that traps pretty much monsters or enemies within, which is really handy dandy in a lot of times. Gwen pretty much shields me, and we can see the 100% indicator appeared on the left upper part of the screen, and pretty much is gonna like slowly go by. So if these bosses right there will decide to shoot me or throw an arrow at me, I just hit Gwen like that, and pretty much it won't hit me. It won't, I mean, it will hit me, but it won't damage me. That's what I meant to say. Next, Igni, Hadouken, pretty much that's it. And by the way, what I'm pushing right now to activate those spells is Q. So Q is to use the spell, right? And I'm changing between them like that, as you can see on the upper left side of the screen, using pretty much the scroll on the mouse. That's how simple it is. Of course, there's a different way, which is pretty much hitting the tab button on your keyboard and then navigating to each one. For example, now I want to show you, I showed you Igni, so now I want to show you Axi. But it's much easier and faster in battle when you're like running this much. See, I'm running away from an enemy or pretty much preparing to face him, and I'm already switching using my scroll on my mouse between the signs, so that comes in handy dandy. So this is pretty much right now, let's see, Axi. So what will happen now, I'm going to go back to that soldier right now. Hopefully he'll take care of it without fighting me back. Axi. And wow. Okay, see, my Axi apparently was powerful enough that it didn't all the controls might have affected, but it knocked him down a bit and they took it defensively. So now, oh, see what's happening? And all soldiers right now are after me. So that's what I meant by saying that you're gonna have some food, because right now I'm hitting R to eat those dried fish that I have to increase the pretty much heal, you know. See, they follow you too. Oh my god. Okay, and alright, so let me see if I can take care of them all. I should be able to. So I'm gonna use Gwen for that. That's one. Alright. See what happens? He actually hit me, and because of Gwen, you saw that explosion, so I'm gonna activate it again. See? Again. Wow. Gwen. It's fascinating when this battle happens while the review is taking place. Now, I don't know if they are attacking me or they are just attacking the monsters. Of course they are attacking me. I mean, I used I should also warn you that... Are they level 77? No, wait a minute. It's actually unknown level. There's a couple of question marks and I mistaked it for 7 and 7. So let's see if we can burn them real quick. Igni. Okay. Pretty much wearing a good freaking armor. Oh no. So I'm gonna drink some water right now to heal. And speaking of healing, another way that you can heal pretty much all of that in no time. Let me see if I can explosive arrows real quick. Meanwhile, drink some water and see they're going back. I didn't have to kill them, and I'm glad that I didn't. Are they going back? Holy crap, they're not. Alright, now they are going back. So I'm glad that I didn't have to kill them for that matter, to be honest. And now I'm hoping that they won't follow me. Alright guys, you forgot all about me. Let me see if I can use Gwen on you real quick. Okay, not Gwen, but okay, that guy's attacking me again. I'm going to break my heart to have to kill them all because I want to get back to my review real quick. So, but looks like I don't have to do it. So, here we go. It's always important to hit and dodge the second one. So hit it, and then dodge. But they are extremely powerful, which is weird because I dodged their attack, but only one. Should have used another Gwen really. And I'm drinking more water right now. So for that matter, I'm not going to try to chicken out, but I really want to get back to my review. We've got Iyad joining us right now. Hello Iyad, welcome back to the channel. This is a long-term realistic review of The Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt. Apparently the soldiers are still following me, and I'm using I'm pretty confident that I used more than half of my food. So let's use Ard, which is the air Hadouken, Reducto, and that gives me a good chance to just leave them right now. So they will get a bit further and further away if I'm not mistaken. And what are we dealing with here? a bit of water. Let's just get a bit of butter and cheese. How was your day, Ed? And I'm gonna get back to my review right now since we're done. So you're gonna put your sword back. That's C. You put it back in its place, and you keep going. So, again, best magician in the game, Rooch. You call him. He appears on the map from nowhere. You give him a ride. Double shift, and then you run into this super fast mode, which is epic. Right. What else? As I was saying, the options or the choices you make within the story determines how the story will end. So the best scenario, the scenario that you would probably want to aim for, is to not only save Ciri, but pretty much she'd become a witcher. You'd go get her the witcher sword, she'd become a witcher, and that's the happy ending. The first time I played the game, I finished it, and I was pretty pissed off because Yennefer and Triss did a dirty trick on me that I'll never forget. In the game, pretty much they gave me a signal for, every man's dream, of course, threesome, right, and going for the belt. I'm using How I Met Your Mother's reference right here. And they told me to bring the best of wine, and I brought 10 bottles. And the quest had even a very naughty title called "It Takes 3 to Tango." I mean, it doesn't get any naughtier than that. So I was like, okay, I'm in. And they pretty much tied me to the bed, and that was kind of his mistake. It wasn't my mistake that I agreed to, because it was pretty much in the story mode. So they tied me to the bed, and then they took off their clothes. So they were like pretty hot, both of them, and they kind of started drinking wine, wearing their bikinis right in front of me, torturing me. Not only not giving me wine, but not giving me the thing that is more important than wine. And then they left, and the most humiliating moment is that when Dandelion, according to the story, Geralt of Rivia's good friend, I'm not going to call him best friend because I don't really like that guy so much, to be honest. Dandelion came in the morning, pretty much saw me tied up to the bed in my underwear, and he had to untie me, so it's kind of humiliating. So that was like, apparently I learned later that happened because of the choices that I made. Wild dogs. Okay, so wild dogs you will encounter a lot, and this is not necessarily not a bad thing. It's a good thing because when you kill them, let me just kill them real quick. That's 2. All right. Ouch. Thank you. That's 4 down. And last but not least, oh, that was 3 down. Okay, now they're all down. So when you pretty much kill them, you take their aloe, and that can raw meat. First of all, you can eat the raw meat, as disgusting as that sounds. Pretty much will help you heal a bit, or pretty much use the aloe or any other things as an ingredient to craft, or not craft, to mix a potion that might be needed to either see in the dark, or heal faster, or increase the stamina, or the strength of the attack, or what have you. So this is definitely important. From time to time, I'm not saying like really hunt and kill every single dog, but occasionally, as you saw, like when I encountered like a bunch of 5 dogs, you gotta kill them. I mean, it's kind of sad that those games, especially the Assassin's Creed Origins, perhaps that's the only one thing that I didn't like about the game, is that how often I had to kill beautiful animals, tigers, lions, hippos, crocodiles, and what have you, to get their skin. Oh, see, that's a bear right now. I mean, how cute is he? Honestly, I'm not gonna kill him. He's level 36. So what I will do is that I will pretty much use Yarden and tell him, see you later, alligator. That's it. So you put the sword back, you give it another jump, and he's trapped in that circle, and you pretty much walk away. I really like this about the game. What else? Things that you should be cautious to, or should be cautious of actually, is that sometimes when you start a side quest, usually main quests, you would expect that they are the most aggressive, the most important ones, etc. Thing is that there are a bunch of side quests that are important to complete a main quest. Also, there are some main quests that are complete to complete other main quests. I know that sounds kind of weird, but see what happens when you... This is one thing that I wanted to demonstrate real quick. You don't want to jump from a high point because you die almost on the spot, and trust me, you don't want that. And I found myself doing that a lot more often right after I finished the Assassin's Creed Origins, because that guy, Bayek of Siwa, from the Assassin's Creed Origins, can pretty much jump. He's like a pro jumper, perhaps the best jumper I've ever seen. He can jump incredibly long distances. Of course, it affects him, but he heals by himself without any food. But this is a tale for a different video. This is a long-term realistic Witcher 3 Wild Hunt kind of review. And what I'm planning to do after this is the Assassin's Creed Origins long-term review, and then I'm gonna be doing probably a video. If you would like to see that, give me a thumbs up or subscribe. Is pretty much The Witcher 3 versus Assassin's Creed, kind of differences, things that I liked here that I wish that they were in that game, and vice versa. So you want to pay attention to the most elements in the story, of course. You want to save Ciri, that's the whole point. Yennefer is a bitch, so stay away from her. Triss Merigold is a hottie, but with really... I mean, Yennefer is a hottie too, but Triss has pretty much got like really weird... well, she's complicated. Well, who isn't? She's like insanely complicated, you know? You can't tell her face expressions whether she's pissed off or happy or what have you. I'm trying to navigate to an interesting place right now on the map. First of all, how far am I from any fast travel point? I'm going to turn left and go to a travel point right now. So I should be going on the right choice. By the way, you can place a marker on the map like this, and while you're moving, the mini-map on the upper right corner pretty much shows you this marker. Time to go for a swim real quick, so I'm pretty sure that he's going to go for a swim now. So you can even swim a bit faster. You can use, I think, is it C? No, it's not C. Let me see if it is C. Well, I can't really dive here because the water is not really that deep apparently. But you would use C, if I remember correctly, to dive and to pretty much collect things from underwater, whether it's a lot or an item that is needed for a quest or what have you. So I found the fast travel point right here. I've reached my pin. As you can see, the pin disappeared once I reached it. So I'm on a fast travel to the Herald Square to show you one of the naughty things about this game, and that's the game just crashed right now. Interesting. So I fast traveled and the game shut down. You know what? That's why I called it realistic review. You watch it, you play, and that happens from time to time. Witcher 3 people link me up. That happened a bunch of times actually. In all fairness, it also happened with the Assassin's Creed Origins. So, what better way to end the review than this? The game shut down by itself. So, I'm pretty sure that I forgot a few things here and there. If you kind of know them, let me know in the comment section below once you watch the video. Feel free to share and let me know what kind of other realistic long-term reviews you would like to see me cover or do. I'd love to do that. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.